Greetings again everybody, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Before we head into the area we're gonna explore, we're back in the Undead Parish under the Hellkite Drake, because Solaire's here. And this is an optional encounter after the one in Analondo and before the next one. So yeah, let's have a quick chat with him.
Oh, hello there. I'm glad to see you alive. You have done well, indeed you have. You've a strong arm, strong faith, and most importantly, a strong heart. I am in awe, really. Yes. What do you think? Why not join me as a warrior of the sun? Righteous knights, guardians of all that is good, in the name of the Lord of Sunlight. Only if it would please you, of course. Well? Oh, magnificent. I knew you would fancy it. Then join the Covenant. Here, stay still for a moment. And there we are. Now, just say a prayer at the altar of sunlight, right there. Then you shall know the brilliance of our sun. Oh, hello there. Still here? I could not hope for a braver companion than you.
So to join this covenant you need 25 faith, but for every time you help someone in co-op you need 5 faith less, and I helped quite a few people, so, well, I can join even with less faith. And if you offer sunlight medals, we get stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have enough yet. If you give 10, we get something, and I gave 9. The perks of joining the sunbros are that we get a orange summoning sign, and also that our phantom turns orange. More importantly though, more orange summoning signs will appear for us, so they can help us in case we need help. The nice thing though is that we get the lightning spear just for joining. Now to get more things from the Covenant we need to level it up, and to level it up we need sunlight medals. So to get them we of course have to help other people in boss fights. And after the boss is killed, for each remaining warrior of sunlight we get 1 sunlight medal. Everyone who participated, that is. Of course, that includes yourself. And now we got 10 in total, so let's see what we can get. Before we do that though, I think we should actually talk to Solaire and see what he thinks of our deeds.
Oh, hello there. Exhilarating, is it not? The power of the sun. I am blessed to have found such a brave companion.
Of course. Praise the sun! So, okay, let's see what we get. This is the 10th sunlight medal. The great lightning spear. Nice to have, but it requires 30 faith, so we won't be able to use it for a while. Well, okay then, let's get to business. First, there's something from Andre we need.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
We've seen it before, but now we're finally gonna get it. The Crest of Artorius, which is one of the key items, or the key item he sells. And we need it today. We need it to open this little glowy door here. And well, we could have done this way earlier in the game, as soon as we meet Andre actually. But we don't actually have to do it until very late in the game. This still is a, I would say, mid-game area though. So you should be safe taking it on before you go to Analondo. That said, don't expect the area to not throw a dig move at you right from the beginning. Because, well, imminent danger zone, let's hope that up because that makes sense. Up ahead, I'm not sure you can see it, there is an invisible guy standing there. Well, he's half visible technically. I can see him mostly because I know that he's there. Luckily that particular guy doesn't respawn, and a little fun fact, in the original unpatched version of the game, you could not log on to half visible guys. So it was really fun fighting them. I mean, I had fun. It wasn't so bad in PvE anyway. I mean, it was annoying, but it just kind of added a little additional challenge. And it forced you to mix up the way you play the game a little bit, at least while fighting them. But in PvP, well, there is a way to get that effect on you as well. And I would have to say that it's kind of broken, maybe. Terribly broken, in fact. And oh hey, what an embarrassing death. I blame it on the weapon. The weapon I'm using is the server. It is a curved greatsword. And I absolutely loathe curved greatswords, because their moveset is, well, it is attacks with a really long wind-up, followed by a rather fast swing, which you can see here. It might not look terribly weird, but I could never get used to it, and it feels really odd to use. Of course, the server also has a rather nice side effect. Every time we hit, a small amount of our HP gets restored. Now, we're already being attacked by yet another guy. This one at least is not only half visible. But yeah, in case you haven't guessed it yet, this forest is full of NPCs that attack us on sight. There's a reason for that, and well, we will learn about that in a little bit. But for now, let's focus on killing those guys. That one does respawn, by the way. Only the greatsword wielding half visible dudes don't respawn. And a particular one that uses a bow later on. To make this particular guy here a little bit easier, it's important to use the trees for cover and then get close. Once you get close, he will pull out his sword and you can kill him rather easily, because he is actually a spellcaster and not so proficient with a sword. Although, never let your guard down, but that should be obvious. Now there's already the next guy. So far we had a melee-focused invisible guy, a spellcaster, and now another spellcaster. This one uses miracles though. This will only become apparent once he's damaged enough to try to heal himself, but let's not let it come to that. And up ahead is, well, another rather unique NPC. Or rather, I shouldn't say unique, because they all wear starting gears of various classes. This here uses the bandit starting gear. The priest just now was using the priest starting gear, and the spellcaster was using the sorcerer starting gear. And this guy's pretty straightforward. He'll just try to attack you at close range with his axe. It hits hard, but as long as you dodge, you should be fine. Most of his attacks are pretty slow after all, so if you manage to dodge one of his two-handed swings, you might be able to get behind him to backstab him. Of course, sometimes it doesn't even come to that. So you see that little archway over there. We're not going there yet. Instead, we're going to explore the forest a little more. Another wide open area, but as long as you stick to the sides, you will pretty much discover everything. And hey, another half visible person. This time, it's a thief. Now, almost got a backstab in on me. Those guys like to parry and they like to backstab. So, be careful. If you hear steps, you should probably look around and look for, well, something that moves. Once you found them and once you locked onto them, they're not much of a challenge anymore. But you should still be careful, because unless you have the fast moveset, they will be faster than you. So now up ahead there should be... Oh, wait a second here. An invasion. Well yeah, the Darkroot Woods are actually an invasion hotspot, because there is a certain covenant here. And this is actually such a covenant invasion, as you can see from the blue phantoms. Oh, he seems nice. Now let's see how this weapon I completely hate does in a fight against a person who presumably is running a build that is suitable for PvP. So far, not so good. Use a weapon you can pretty much only get near the end of the game. Maybe I'll be able to show it to you, who knows. The thing with invasions in this area is that they're not restricted by level, so things like this can happen. Yeah, at least I got a couple hits in. If I can keep this up, I might even be able to win. With any other weapon I might have already won, and hey... So we're pretty much already back to where we left off before we got interrupted by our little invader friend. So let's explore more of this area. And because I don't want to be invaded again, because it would happen a lot here, I didn't turn back to human, at least for now. Here. So, okay, I am not willing to find out whether or not jumping over there is actually possible, but my bet is that no, it's not possible. And hey, look what we have here. Another one of those half-visible night people wielding a claymore. Like the other one, that one won't respawn if you kill him, so we should kill him. And let's kick him off, actually. Or at least try to kick him off. Never works when you need it to work. Aww. Yeah, let's try a different strategy. Let's use miracles. Lightning Spear is pretty self-explanatory. It is a projectile miracle that shoots lightning. And... well, okay, I died again. This didn't come up in my attempt just now because that archer didn't spot me for some reason. But when you fight that claymore-wielding knight, you will have to look out for, well, that archer. And I completely fucked up and managed to always face away when an arrow came my way. So the best bet is here to try to find that knight and lure him out. Why doesn't he see us? That's a good question. Let's try backstabbing. Hey, at least something works. Now we have a little bit of an advantage. But first, let's get out of here so we don't have to worry about the archer. Just to be clear here, I will probably ditch this weapon very soon and then never come back to curved greatswords ever again. Because you see here how they work out for me. I mean, I did kill that guy, but I die a lot of unnecessary deaths, and mostly I think I can really blame them on the weapon. Or rather my inability to handle the weapon properly. But yeah, let's just blame it on the weapon. But yes, that archer here is using the hunter's starting gear, or at least the starting armor. His weapons are completely different ones. Well, still using bow and sword, but different bow and sword. And this is actually our very own starting class, only you can't really, well, see it anymore. Because by now we have developed down a completely different route. But hey, fighting that person, it's a female here, is rather difficult actually, because she always tries to get away from you so she can shoot you with arrows. You will have to somehow force her to go close range against you. Or of course, you can also use ranged strategies. But fighting up close is much easier. If you have defeated all the enemies we've faced so far, by the way, you can pretty safely walk around here because that's the last one of those NPC type enemies. There are other enemies here, but they are much farther back. And you get the Black Bow of Faris, which is a very good bow if you use a dexterity based build. It also has the highest range of any bow in the game. We also got Faris's hat. It's nothing special, it's a hat, alright. But let's read the description real quick for a little bit of lore. Broad-brimmed hat favored by the archer hero Faris. Faris was an accomplished archer, and though he was human, he ranked alongside Hawkeye Goth one of the 4 Knights of Lord Wynn. His hat is universally popular among children. Nice. So this hat speaks of Ferris as a male, as a he, and the person we just fought was female, so probably not Ferris himself. Anyway, meanwhile, we got into a little bit of a bad spot. We encountered another enemy type we will have to deal with here, those bushmen. We already know them, but here they turn out to be much more of a problem than expected. I mean, they still have the same moves as before, but we don't have the same moves because we use a shitty sword. Yes, I will continue blaming it on the weapon. Anyway, it's important to know here that those guys have really high range on their little arm whip thingy attacks, so definitely watch out for that and don't get cornered. Even when bottlenecking them, they can be a danger because of their high range. But I should be safe from that guy though. Or not. Alright, so last time we went to the left alongside the cliff, and we pretty much already found everything we can find there, so let's go alongside the right wall here. Eventually we will meet up with our past self near that spot where we died, and we can actually go there. But there's nothing special if you go this way, but there's still awesome things you might want to check out. For instance, over there appears to be an item. It better be good. Alright, something bad happened again. I have a couple of those guys on my tail. A couple too much for my tastes, so let's take them out as quickly as we can. Lightning spears seem to do the job, but they have a pretty long wind up before they actually get thrown. And we know that those guys have really impressive range by now, so we shouldn't use them too lightly. That should work though, I hope. And they don't seem to always do that really long range attack. Ah, good. Good. So, that item over there. Okay, first that guy, then that item. So, that item over there, let's check it out. Those guys still drop moss, by the way. They also have a rare chance to drop purple blooming moss. And this here. This is the one reason they actually come this way, the eastern set of armor. It looks rather unique, and also pretty cool in my opinion. And well, the nice thing about armor in this game, at least I think so, is that it doesn't really matter what armor you pick. You can just pick what looks best. I mean, as long as you take the weight class into account. The one thing that does really matter is the weight of the armor. But other than that, armor sets have, well, different stats. Some might be better suited for various tasks than others. But overall, you can really just pick what looks best. You can also mix and match if you like. I personally really like light and medium armor though, because they allow me to move reasonably fast. While heavy armor, well, you've already seen it. It looks really slow, sluggish and clunky. So if I have my bearings right, we are already almost back to where we died. Oh yeah, right, up there ahead is the entrance to the path where we died. And here in fact are our souls. And right next to the bridge, it's easily missed, but there's actually a ladder right by that message. So, up there seems to be more forest, down there seems to be a waterfall and a wooden bridge. I'm sure that has nothing to do with that ladder we're gonna, well, slide down in a sec. Okay, I know I can't really fool you. This place here connects back to an area we've already been to. Perhaps you already put 2 and 2 together when we look down there, because that's actually a direct view to a place we've been to. Another easily missed ladder right there. One of the longest ladders in the game. Let's slide it down. Oh yes, fun. So Darkroot Basin. We don't want to be back here, at least not yet. So let's get back up. And this time across the stone bridge. The Darkroot woods are shaped like a ring pretty much, so if we had gone the other way, we would eventually come from that side here. First though, let's deal with my least liked enemies of the entire game. At least they give me a lot of trouble. You'll see why, maybe. Mostly because that attack is unblockable for me. With a better shield I might be able to take it, but it's not really. So those are cats, and they take quite a few hits and pack quite a punch as well. It's best to goad them into doing the rolling attack and dodge out of the way and then get in a hit or two. With that weapon though, yes, I'm going to blame it on the weapon. It's not really that easy. Now, one cat on its own isn't that difficult, but still, I would say it's challenging, especially with, well, a curved greatsword, or rather any type of weapon you're not really used to. But hey, I should be able to take out at least that one. And good news, once it's dead it does not respawn. If you can get it close, you might be able to get it stuck in a loop where it only does its melee bite attack, which will help you a lot really. But hey, once it retreats a little bit, it'll roll at you again. Another essential piece of knowledge for this fight is that, well, if you stay down there behind the trees, you will be safe, they can't reach you there. So now, we killed one. Next up, we'll have to deal with 2 at the same time. And there they come already. Nice of them to wait until we killed their one friend though, I have to say. So yeah, my strategy for this fight will be to well, retreat down here, heal up, we get back up and try to get a few hits in. And hopefully I will come out on top in the end. So, fast forward to my last healing spell, because well, this fight can take quite a while if you do it like this. So, and it seems that I haven't actually managed to kill one of them. But hey, let's see if we can still turn this around. It's definitely possible, I mean, sometimes magic just happens. Well, okay, this doesn't look too good. But I'm not giving up yet. I mean, that one is already dead. If it just shoots some arrows, it should be biting my head off, yes. Yes, that. I'll be back though, don't worry. So I said the area is shaped like a ring. Let's go this way, there shouldn't be any cats here. At least this one doesn't appear to be hostile, so let's talk to it.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me, but cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say. Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well. I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant. And here taketh this ring. If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsmen forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate. Ah, thou dost cometh. How fares ye? My hopes for thee are of the highest. Do not such a hope shatter with foul disproportion.
So we're now Forest Hunter. This comes with various perks. Firstly, that guy's now here.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules, you hear. Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey. That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Arvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you. Don't worry now. You'll be called in soon enough. Hunters with patience score the best kills.
In addition to making acquaintances with Shiva, we will now also not be attacked by the NPCs in this area anymore. And hey, look at that, Shiva has a friend. Not talkative, and he's a ninja. Let's ask him about that.
Ah, did you notice that one? Sharp eyes? He is one of the clan from the east, like myself. Always slinking in the shadows. But he is a tough one. You'll see what I mean.
Oh, I almost forgot about the sick laughs. So, if you go down to Blyton after talking to him here, he will actually wait for us here. And this time, well, he won't just talk to us. We can actually buy stuff from him.
Hello again. Strange to meet away from the clan and the forest. But while you are here, how about some equipment? I love collecting these things, but I can only keep so many. And you know, you are a friend. I'll sell them cheap.
Hold on a second, I have to deal with something here. Okay. So yes, you can actually be attacked during this. When talking to Koilana, the mosquitoes will retreat, but when talking to Shiva, not so much. Anyway, that's taken care of. Let's talk to him and buy something.
We meet again. I have the equipment, if you have the need.
And we learn a gesture. It says look skyward, but it's basically a face palm. And behind him, behind the wooden wall, we can see his ninja friend. So he sells a bunch of weapons dropped by enemies, and the claw and the washing pole as well. Let's buy them both because we can't get them any other way. Let's also jump right into the meat of the forest hunter activities by invading people. If we have the Covenant Ring equipped, we will be summoned, no matter where we are, to the forest, so we can kill people. And I'm also using the washing pole here. It is basically the Uchigatana, but much longer. I have also upgraded to be a lightning weapon for some extra damage. And these invasions here don't have a level restriction, so that guy might be a lot stronger than us or a lot weaker, but since he is using the Black Knight armor, I'm gonna guess that he's went through the game at least once already. And he's on New Game Plus right now. But it seems like a decent fight. We would be able to kill him, but he might be able to kill us a little more quickly. Ah, but a friend comes to help us. But hey, I want this to be a duel. I hope he's gonna be a nice guy and wait at least. Oh, okay. Well, he did wait, but what a dick. Should have waited for him to heal.
Ah, yes. Here is thine reward. It is for thee. Take it. Make no attempt to show thyself as hollow.
So if you fend off invaders, you will get various rewards from Alvina. I haven't shown it here, but I actually managed to win a few fights. They just weren't that interesting. Here though, an invasion in the middle of talking to a cat. I just can't have that. At least he's being nice about it. This is not a forest invasion as you can see here, because that guy is a red phantom. So this fight wasn't that interesting either, so I'm just gonna skip ahead to the end, because I did manage to, well, win. It was a good fight though, just not very interesting to watch. Sorry XYC man, 190, but I didn't show your full fight here. So let's talk to Alvina again. She can give us one more thing right now.
Oh, thou art present. I have heard murmuring about thee. I like that which I hear. I felt of thou indeed as a special one. The very moment mine eyes first set upon thee. Here's a precious reward. It is for thee. Take it. May thine skill earn thee many more.
So for killing 3 people as a forest hunter invader, we get the Ring of Fog, which is the ring that turns us half invisible. And every time we win an invasion, we also get an item. Various things, like for instance large titanite shards, but also among them is the pendant, which I got 2 of. The pendant is an item that is also a possible starting gift, and it is well known for having no effect at all. There's a lot of speculation about whether or not it actually has an effect of any kind, or what its significance is. The most interesting thing I do know about it is that the director of the game, Hidetaka Miyazaki, mentioned that his favorite starting gift is either nothing or the pendant. By now you will undoubtedly have noticed that we have to deal with mushrooms again. Those big guys, they still take a ton of hits and pack a punch, but this time we have a weapon with a lot of range that attacks a lot faster, so it should be a little less of a problem dealing with those. Hopefully we won't get hit at all here. The small ones you don't really have to pay attention to. Most of the time they will run away to you, as opposed to in the Great Hollow, where they actually actively attacked you by stumbling on you, but they did attack you. So Olvina mentioned that it is rumored that the grave of Artorius the Abyss Walker is here, but she also said that it is a lie and it's not actually here. And I'm pretty sure we will find out the truth and... well, let's see. First, there is a chest in this little pond here. But it's guarded by one more of those big mushroom guys. So let's take him out as quickly as we can, so we can see what's inside that chest here. Which is already open for some reason. I guess one of the invaders, which invaded me, opened this. So what we know about Artorias is that he possessed the art of abyss walking, but we have no idea what this actually means. At least not yet. In the meantime, that mushroom here is giving me a hard time and takes a ton of hits. But finally, he is down. And now I will never have to deal with him again. Anyway, in this chest here is something rather nice. It is an enchanted amber, which we can give to Rickard, so he can enchant our weapons, which pretty much means that they, well, scale better with intelligence and do more magic damage. At least if we have the intelligence. Over there is a suspicious looking door. I wonder, oh I wonder, what will be behind it. It doesn't look ominous at all. So, on the subject of Artorias again, he possessed the art of abyss walking and was one of Gwyn's 4 knights. It is also stated that he was unmatched in the use of a great sword. And, is that a sword in the distance there? Don't tell me he was big enough to use that sword. Anyway, this appears to be his grave. At least I would assume that it's his grave. And Olvina lied to us. Behind the grave is a ring, the Hornet Ring, which doesn't belong to Artorias, but Lord Bladeseron. Makes me wonder about her relationship with Artorias, or if this is maybe her grave. It most likely is Artorias' though. One of my favorite bosses of the game, the Great Grey Wolf Sif. Sif is one of Artorias' 2 companions, the other one being Alvina, and he is using a very big sword with his mouth. The best strategy for fighting Sif is being underneath him, because that way he won't be able to attack you. If you don't get right under him, he will be a very difficult opponent. Because you can't actually block most of his swings unless you have a very high stability shield. He's also weak to fire in case you use pyromancy or a fire-based weapon, but lightning works just as well. If you get under him, it's not a very tough fight. But first you have to find out that you can actually do that. Sif is also the name of a Norse fertility goddess, but this Sif here is most likely not named after her, because well, this one here is both a wolf and male. Also listen to the music of this fight, it's really beautiful. One of my favorite tracks of the game. It'll become much more powerful by the end of the fight. You'll see what I mean. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but Sif is a little bit slower than at the beginning of the fight. He also appears to be struggling a little bit more, so after a set amount of damage is dealt to him, he will actually become more exhausted. Oh, look at him now. I don't wanna kill him. No. No, don't make me do this game. Don't, please. Okay, I think I should put him out of his misery. This is my fault. Alright, we get the Covenant of Artorias for winning, and it is a key item we need to actually get through the game. Now though, let's have a quick look at the weapons we can make out of his soul. Out of a +10 broken straight sword or broken straight sword hilt, we can make the Great Sword of Artorias. Yep, broken swords. It deals both magical and physical damage, and scales with all 4 primary attributes. Now this means if we have really high stats in all 4 of those, this weapon is one of the best of the game when it comes to pure damage output. Unfortunately, its heavy attacks aren't that good at all. But yeah, if you don't have the stats, it's not an impressive weapon either. It also qualifies as a holy weapon, and we will be getting into what that means in a little bit. For now, look at that. Really good damage. This is not a New Game Plus, by the way, and it's a +4 sword. Now, if we use a +10 sword that's not broken, we get this instead, the Cursed Great Sword of Artorias. It is black, so it looks a little different. Moveset is exactly the same, but it only deals physical damage, and only really scales with strength and dexterity. Of course, it also qualifies as a cursed weapon, and we will be getting into what that means in a little bit. But this here is a New Game Plus and a +1 sword. Now, if we use a +10 shield of any kind, we get this here, the Great Shield of Artorias. The Great Shield of Artorias is hands down the best shield in the entire game. At least I say so. As long as you have the stats to wield it, you should definitely go for it, because it's just that good. I mean, look at this. This is a New Game Plus++, and I can just take those hits like it's nothing. A lot of the time my stamina regenerates even faster than they can, well, get it down. Now we have some unfinished business left here. This is right past the pond with the enchanted amber, and there is a cat I really need to take care of. There's only one left for some reason. They don't respawn, so maybe the other one killed itself after it killed me last time. I don't know, no idea why there's only one left. But anyway, you see here that with a decent weapon, this fight here is actually pretty doable. In fact, right now it seems ridiculously easy, because I got it stuck in a loop of doing only its bite attack over and over. But yeah, I blamed all my failure in this video on the weapon, and rightfully so, because with this one it actually worked out. So now I showed you all of Darkroot woods that I know of. So for now I guess it is time once more to say goodbye. But I do hope to see you again next time.